Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Tuck Notes Beginner Stock Talk. My name's Tuck, and tonight we'll be talking about Tesla stock. Coming up, I'm going to be covering what other retail investors have been doing in terms of the month of December and the stocks that they've been focusing on. We can talk a little bit about Tesla today. It went up about $40. It went up about $100 in the last 2 days. It hit the price support, or the price target we were looking at was 1,100, and it did do that. However, there is some things still coming up. There's a homeless jobs claims report tomorrow, and that could affect the stock market. But I don't know how much. But I'm going to show us a video right now, short video, of what other retail investors are focusing on, other stocks, and where then their movement's going after they sell them. Okay, check it out.
So might be active in to kind of move along into this new chapter of shifting away from transitory, seeing this all play out. Maybe not a surprise to see some profit taking in some of those sectors that had been hot in the run-up, including the names like Micron and Moderna. But what are you seeing when you kind of dig into that data now?
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. So as we release our IMX, it's our investor movement index. And what it does, it's not a survey. It actually measures what people actually truly do buy and sell. And as you have up on the screen right now, some of the names that were sold, which I find kind of interesting, because you see things like, Moderna being in the drug sector, but then you saw Micron and Taiwan Semiconductor as two names being sold. So very interesting to me that our clients are either taking profits or a little bit of backing off on their exposure in terms of what they see in chips. The really interesting thing was in December, our clients actually took less exposure to the market than they had all year. In fact, what's interesting to me is they were net sellers of equities. That being said, we've seen them come back a little bit more as the year has begun. But I think more than most years, at the end of last year, there were just so many questions. And as we started the show, primarily around interest rates and what was going to happen there. And so I think one of the things you saw was people selling either to take profits or for tax reasons and not necessarily buying right away. So I think earlier this week, you started to see how quickly that sentiment can change and people coming in to buy the dips, which, let's face it, has been a strategy, not to say it's always going to work, but for the last 10 years, people who have used it have been pretty successful.
JJ, in terms of what people are buying, you had Tesla and Rivian up there as well. These are names that some would argue have been the high growth names that could see a bit of a pullback here as we anticipate this higher rate environment. As we've come into the first 2 weeks of the trading year, what are you hearing from clients? You think this trade sticks, or do you think there's going to be a bit of a re-rating on the valuation, especially on a name like Tesla?
Well, to me, it's really interesting. First of all, the EV space in general is so interesting for our clients in December. We saw Ford, Rivian, and Tesla as three of our biggest buys. So, I think Ford is a way for a lot of people to play this space also. For Tesla specifically, this is a name that really is a confidence gauge, in my opinion. It was so interesting to watch how our clients have traded this over the last few months. That is, if it gets down near that 950-ish level, you'll see clients start to come in and they'll actually buy it up to about 1,050. When it gets above 1,050, it seems to make clients a little bit nervous. So the amount of buying you see there starts to dissipate a little bit. So this is a name that really relies on the trend of confidence in the market overall. What's interesting is this is my barometer, so to speak, of people who are more confident in the market. And then when people are a little bit nervous, the two names we look for is Apple and Microsoft, which are two names people went to, as the year started, as always names that are well held by our clients anyways, but maybe a little bit more than we normally see because, again, these are blue chip, so to speak, stocks, but also get that growth component when things are going well. So it's really interesting how you tend to see a retail client start at one.
So that's basically what's going on, is people are they're buying into stocks that are making them feel comfortable because of the volatility. Personally, my opinion, it feels safer being on the sidelines and just waiting. But you also run the risk of not knowing the unknown, and maybe something doing the opposite, and then you're like, shoot, I should have bought it then, or something like that. So sometimes I find it good to buy just like 0.1 or 0.01 of something, just to have a feel. And I have some of it, but I don't have a lot, so I can kind of add to it if I need to when is right at the right time. And so if you like these videos that I'm making, please subscribe to them and push the notification button. Really helps out my channel. And and if you like them, you can push the like button too. That'd be cool. And as I told you, I would give you the technical analysis and our price target for Tesla moving forward this week. And so Tesla closing at $1,106. We have people getting involved with Tesla now, right? They're like, as that guy said, I'm one of those people. As it gets down to 950, I would want to get go in then. But then you get over $1,000, you get kind of nervous, and that's a lot. And it's just, everyone would feel nervous unless you had thousands of dollars or something. But so our support line is $1,000. So we could see Tesla, like they said, pull back, and Apple pull back. Personally, I see us having a much bigger pullback than they're telling us, and it might not happen right now, but it might. So it might go down to 1,000 and then go back up to 1,075 or something like that, and then go down to 1,000. Have lower highs and lower lows happening, basically. That's the best way to say it. And it's hard to tell that when you're when you see a week map that looks at a 5-day forecast map, and it looks like a U almost, and you're like, oh, this is when it feels like it's going to turn around, but then there's just a cliff right here. But people are really pumped on the Q4 massive earnings that's coming up, and that don't forget, people do try to buy like that couple weeks before the date, so they get that run up before. So I'm wondering if Tesla's going to have that and maybe go back up to maybe 1,000, 1,200. But we'll see what happens. The market, like I said, could get shook, and I know it will be. Like, I'm not gonna say like I know it for sure, but like there's gonna be volatility, and stock market and crypto and moon phases and the ocean tides and the high tide and the low tides. You call me crazy, that's fine, but I'm telling you, there's a correlation between all that, and you can kind of see it if you focus on. If you're a surfer, you can kind of get it, but if you're not, you don't. But if you're an engineer, my hat's off to you. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with some better news, hopefully, or worse news. I don't know. We'll see. But I have to good night. I have to go to sleep. Good night.